yeah, I just say to everyone, before you go to your schools, just check and make sure they're legit. Make sure the lineage of your instructor. Don't just listen to somebody or just read what they have online. Make sure that they're real, because there are a lot of posers out there as well.
So you just hit on something. You said not only doing research online, but actually I'm going to dovetail into that to talk about training online, because we talk about some instructors that are out there in the academies that probably aren't at the level they need to be. But what about online instruction? So do you think that the majority of the content out there today is good or bad, or are you just indifferent towards it? Or
I mean, there's so much, it's hard to
Did
say
you
it's good or bad. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think it's great. I mean, quite frankly, I don't have the opportunity to go and be a student anymore. So for me, it's a great utility because it allows me to be able to see some new things. You bring them back to the gym, you try them and see how they work, see if it works for you. And if it does, then you kind of pass it on to the students. So, and anybody who's a jiu-jitsu instructor can tell you, you can be in the black. I've taught Renzo things, and Renzo's forgotten more jiu-jitsu than I know. But, he's open-minded, and if you show him something and it works and it's new, he takes it. You know what I mean? And that was the beauty of being with him, and I think that's what made me so, first of all, loyal to him, but at the same time, I'm kind of open. I let my guys go train where you want to. Just make sure you come back home when you're done, that's all.
Yeah, so you would agree that they are an effective method of augmentation?
For sure. That shouldn't be the only way, you know what I mean? But like you said, to augment your training, even in the videos, you miss sometimes the finer points.
Absolutely.
It's hard to really give you the details, and Jiu-Jitsu is an art that is very detail oriented. I say it all the time, if you're smart, you can excel at Jiu-Jitsu. If you're not, you might be limited, because you will not be as technical if you forget those details. Then you're relying more on your athletic ability and things. So, details are really what matters in Jiu-Jitsu, and you might lose some of those in the video, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't look and work and check things out. And when you see something you like, you go in, ask your friends, ask your instructor, and the best place to see if it works or not is on the mats.
Yeah. So one thing I didn't mention, guys, since this is we are doing this collaboration with Trap BJJ, one of the greater things about that I like about Trap BJJ is you can download all the content onto your device. So if you have a specific series that you're working, or a specific series that you may not particularly see the details, you can download it, mark it, bring it back, and study that. Have your buddy sit down with you, study it. iOS, Android, whatever, it's compatible with all devices. So that's one of the things I do like about it. Like you just mentioned, sometimes you miss details, but you can go back, follow those up. I think that's great. And I think that's one of the differences between going on YouTube and doing or a Google search and just kind of picking one guy. You're staying with a particular program with established black belts, and you can go back to that over and over. And speaking of which, these guys here, John was just recording a series of new techniques, so those will be out in Trap shortly. So after we wrap up, or whenever you guys see the notification drop on Facebook, head on over to Trap BJJ and check out the new techniques that John just uploaded.